So I grew up in a conservative Republican Catholic family home. So I guess the simplest way to put that is that even though my parents are very Republican, they also recycle. Uh, and it's uh it's kind of weird nowadays, like because obviously this was an upbringing, I guess, for me to start consciously turning over some of these ideas. I mean, it would have been 20 years ago. I would have had to have been 5 years old before some of that stuff even before it even started processing. Probably a little older, but we'll just say 20 years. Uh, so it's funny over the course of 20 years, and thinking about the context of what that meant. I guess what would that 1999 at Y2K versus what that means now in 2020 under a Trump presidency. Those are way different things. And I'll say, my mom over the years, she probably was always just that liberal, and just didn't share those opinions a lot. Maybe I suspect that at times. I really respect my mom's point of view about a lot of things, because I think she's a very kind person, and she's a very trusting person. And it's just funny today, especially, being able to have a conversation about politics with both of my parents, and pretty much as long as my mom doesn't feel like she's being railroaded, then it's usually a pretty good forum, you know, having those two opinions kind of thrown against each other. And I think I'm pretty centrist. I'm pretty sure. Feel free to comment and tell me that I'm wrong about where I stand politically. I mean, other people are probably better at quantifying it than I am anyway. So, feel free to tell me what I think about things. Opening myself up to that one. But yeah, my main point though, I heard something on the radio before. It was talking about pro-lifers outside of a clinic, and I guess this representative or some asshole public figure in New Jersey, he was attempting to dox these people outside of an abortion clinic. I say abortion clinic, it's Planned Parenthood. I understand they do things other than just abortions there, but that's, Alex Jones does stuff other than say that Sandy Hooks was a hoax. Hey, Sandy Hooks was a hoax. Say, you understand my point. There are plenty of things that happen there that are good, no matter how you feel about abortion. But this public figure attempting to dox these older, presumably Christian people, praying outside of the clinic for the souls of those aborted and for the souls of those electing to get the abortions. So, these people, they're not just, coming here to make women feel bad for killing babies. They are conscious of the fact that they understand most people don't see it that way. And I think that that's kind of an important thing to remember, is that, like, I'm pro-choice. I mean, I don't like abortion, but I don't think anybody's like stoked for abortion. Like, I've literally never heard of anybody ever, not anecdotally, a friend of a friend, I've never heard a story about somebody who wanted to get pregnant because they were excited to get an abortion. Nobody is excited about abortion. It's more of a matter of, do you think there's a place for it? Or some people think there's absolutely never a place for it. I would hope I wouldn't have to be involved, I hope that I never get a girl pregnant and she feels that it's not the right time and, we need to get an abortion or whatever. And I'll say we, because, if you're a guy that doesn't like the idea of abortion, you're still to blame. Like, if she gets one, you got one too. That's on you. It is a women's issue, but I mean, it's an everybody issue, the way I see it. I'm pro-choice. I don't like it, but I don't think that my morals should dictate the actions of other people. Hey, was that so hard to say, Vince? Yeah, sure. My morals shouldn't dictate the actions of other people. And for me, it's as simple as that. I don't think it's the government. I don't think it's the government's job to police morality either. And myself personally, I don't own a gun. I literally don't. To those of you in the breaking and entering business, I don't own a gun. But I also don't. I don't see any problem with it. I literally don't see a problem with gun ownership. I really don't. I see mass shootings on TV. I see them just as often as everybody else does. And the truth is, like, I mean, I'm not gonna say, oh, I know people like that. I know people that would do things like that. No, I don't. But I have met some real fucking psychos in my life, and I know that those people exist. With or without a gun, they're gonna find a way to do that type of thing. And I'm not saying, oh, well, guns are legal. Legalize plastic explosives. Army tanks. Bulletproof trucks. No. I mean, we have some regulations. I think those regulations are good. I genuinely believe that they're good. But the fact that there are people out there that see the gun as being a problem, there are a lot of conservative types that are going to say that those people are ignorant, willfully ignorant, or maybe just plain dumb or silly. That those people want to outlaw guns when it's not a gun thing. It's it's the person behind the gun. Like, oh, well, you didn't fail the test. You just had a bad pencil. And I mean, yeah, that's great that you want to try and classify somebody as being like stupid. Like, yeah, that's great. Real mature. We're definitely on the way to finding the root of the problem and thus the answer. I feel like I'm just ranting at this point. I feel like an asshole. The point that I'm trying to make is those people that like want to outlaw guns, that genuinely believe outlawing guns would solve the problem, those are actually, with all likelihood, in my opinion, those are actually probably really good people. And I'm not talking about the hypocritical politicians that want to outlaw guns, but then they can afford to hire armed bodyguards. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about your average restaurant waiter or your coworker, or just in general, those people that just say, I don't ever see a point. I don't understand why people need to own guns. We just need to outlaw guns. Those are probably incredibly nice, kind, gentle people. And the reason that they think that guns need to be outlawed, very likely, is because they can't imagine what kind of person would do that kind of thing. To them, it doesn't make sense. They can't even see it that way. And again, I'm not trying to say, oh, well, these people are incapable of seeing things from that point of view. I'm just merely positing the suggestion that these are genuinely good people, and that's why they think that guns should be outlawed. We all have a tendency to think people are like ourselves. If you're a person who's a total asshole, odds are you walk around assuming everybody's an asshole trying to take advantage of you. I've been there before too. And it's really easy to look at the world and assume that everybody is just as easily corruptible as yourself. So to that, I just say, I mean, wouldn't it be likely somebody who doesn't have a mean bone in their body wouldn't really think that something other than the gun could cause an instance like this? I don't know. But, I own a microphone and a SoundCloud account, so I just wanted to put in my 2 cents on an issue since, it's all so valuable. There's so few of us white men talking about the issues that I just thought I should be one to share with you. Also, this would be a really great opportunity, it just crossed my mind as I was getting ready to publish this, that this is exactly the kind of thing we should be discussing on the Facebook page, So if anybody here thinks that I'm a total blowhard, a complete asshole, or if you think I'm right and you want to, stick your neck out to defend me in the court of public opinion, whatever it is, this would be exactly the kind of thing I'd like to talk about on the Facebook group. So, again, the group, I am kind of working on what it's gonna be. I mean, the podcast included, I've got no idea what I'm doing, if that's not really obvious. So, try and keep any civil discourse civil, but, it'd be a good forum for us to have a real discussion, not accusatory or attacking, but in a way that, maybe your opinion doesn't change, maybe their opinion doesn't change, but maybe both groups can walk away at least having a slightly better understanding about where their political opposition stands. I think that there's value in that. I think we should all be able to hopefully find the value in that. So, please pop on over there and, make a comment, start a post about it. If that's something you feel passionate about, I think it's worth talking about. Or if you don't want to do it publicly, you're always welcome to send me a private message, and I'd be more than happy to share it on the podcast anonymously, so that way we can maybe start the conversation, but you don't feel like you're, walking out in front of a firing squad just to ask a simple question or to make a simple point. I don't want anybody to feel that way. So yeah, that's kind of the goal of the show. Anyway, thanks guys.